Hello, my people. You're all welcome to my channel. This is Africalistic Mama One, the mama of the whole African nation, who speaks the truth and fear nobody. Today, I want to talk about the killing in Nigeria, how that country is no more safe. No more safe in the sense that everyone is a suspect. Like I have previously mentioned in one of my videos, the reason why the Fulani headmen have the power and audacity to carry machetes, cutlass, or guns is because their daddy is in government, and as you all know, there will always be cover-ups. For example, the incidents in Benue and other parts of the country. When President Jonathan was in power, they were limited. They were not exercising so much power. Look at the difference now. I have told you all, Nigerians, what to do, because there is no situation that God cannot solve. What Nigeria needs right now is for every citizen, whether in Nigeria or outside of Nigeria, to go down on their knees and begin a prayer and fasting session to sanctify all the atrocity that has been going on in that country. That's all they need. They need to all go into serious fasting and prayers. Because from the government, pastors, kidnappers, and Yahoo boys, all of them joined together, have really made a mess of that country. And that country has to be sanctified. And that is why I am saying that every Nigeria, whether they are in Nigeria or they are abroad, or they are in America or whatever part of the country, let them all go down on their knees and call out for serious prayer or fasting and prayer, so that that country will not be destroyed. You know, they have to call out for God's mercy, for God to come and save them. Moving on to East Africa. A Tanzania pastor who opens a secular church in Kenya, where they drink beer, have 1-hour sex with whoever they are sitting next to, exchange wives and husbands for sexual desires, teaching false doctrine that women should not get jealous when their husband sleeps with another woman. The fake pastor is violating God's law. And it baffles me so much that people are so desperate that they don't recognize right from wrong. Anything their pastors say, that is what they will do. If pastors say come to church without wearing underwear or underpants, that is how they will carry their body, come to church, without having any notion to know, is this right? Why would he be saying that? Or check it out with somebody else who knows. They will just, whatever the pastor says to them, that is what it's like. As if they are under spell. If the pastor says anything, that is what they will do. The 7 commandments clearly states that we should not commit adultery. And that is recorded in the book of Exodus 20, verse 14. I know, I have read before that, in the east of Africa, that there are some tribes, who are engaged in this polygamy, where They can marry more than one wife. There's even a tribe in Tanzania that a man can marry two sisters at the same time, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what I am saying, it is an abomination in the laws of God. God does not console those type of issues. Hmm? There was even one, I think, in Uganda that married 3 women at a time. As in one day, he married 3 women. So imagine 3 women, they were all wearing their wedding attires or their wedding gown on the same day. And they don't see anything wrong with that. Even the Muslims as well, they are allowed to marry more than one wife. So all this type of carrying on is not normal, because the children that comes from those type of homes, they're always rivals, always fighting, always crying out. There's no love and no joy. Anyway, moving on. We're heading now to South Africa. Meet the community in South Africa where only white people are allowed. Black people are not allowed. Owners of the land are not allowed to come to that part of South Africa. Is owned now by white people. White people have taken over the place. They call themselves white South Africans. White South Africans. Those white people that even European countries have refused to receive them back. They have come to dwell in the land where it's flowing with milk and honey, and turn the inhabitants into slavery. They've taken their land. Because of the small dollars they brought to Africa, the owner of the land, when they saw dollar, body begin to shake. They didn't realize that they were selling their souls. Now, in their father's land, they have become slaves. They are the ones slaving. They are the ones that are limited. They are not allowed to go to that set of that area where that community where white people only are allowed. No be slavery matter that they talk, racist. There was even one place where they were interviewing the woman that was even have the boldness to be, to be exercising racism. He say, what kind of music he like? He say he like Lionel Richie. So the interviewer said, but Lionel Richie na black man. So we can Lionel Richie come your house. He say, no. Lionel Richie and Michael Jackson, they can't come his house. So they can't come her house. But she liked their music. Now the interviewer say, but if they hear what you they talk, so all these racists and this, they will not be happy. Say, yeah, that are their own. She know they want make them come that part of. They are not allowed, black people. But yet, now black people country, God did not bless them with that country. God blessed black people with it. Africa. Africa na black people country now. Whether na South Africa, whether na East Africa, whether na West, North Africa, all na black people territory. So I don't understand where Oyibo people don't come take over the country now. They set grand rules. Say people where God bless with the land cannot go to that part. They choose where they go. But when it don't reach to use them for manpower, they go call them. They go come. Work for them, finish. Pay them small money or not pay themselves, who know? And they no fit. They no fit fight back and get their land back and send all those people then come for that country. Anyway, let's go back to the main place, which is Niger. And it's not only Nigeria as well. There's so many other parts of Africa and all over the world where they commit with I want to talk this child trafficking and child abuse matter. So they can't catch one man there, then beat him and not be small. They gave him the beating of his life. When they caught him, he's the boyfriend to a lady in question that has a 6-year-old child. They caught him red-handed where he sat on a chair and he made the 6-year-old girl to be sucking his dick. That's not good thing. Small pikin, innocent pikin. We don't know anything. He sit down for chair, big daddy. They tell the pikin make it a sucking dick. They can't beat her. They're not supposed to beat her. They're supposed to do and wait in Saudi Arabia people, then they do anybody will go thief. They will cut one hand. If you take another hand, go thief. They will cut the other hand. If you take him mouth, go thief. They will cut him mouth. That is what they're supposed to do to him. They're supposed to cut off his dick so that he will not be able to try that on the next child. And all those other people in the world that think that child pornography is it is it is a good thing. God that said that all children should come to him. That if anybody touch any one of these little ones, that he has touched him. I say the world is evil. People are wicked. They are wicked. They are beating him, blowing his eyes. That's not enough. They need to cut the thing when he put for the pikin mouth, when the pikin did the suck. Now baby run. Why would the pikin be sucking his rotten, forsaken dick? That's not a good thing now. It's been circulating all around the internet and everywhere else, on social media. But what they need to do, they need to go and do what the Saudis are doing to people that are stealing. Now to cut the nyash when you take put for the pikin mouth. That is what needs to be done and to clarify the matter. That was one thing I said before in my video. All these people where they carry people, children, entering hotel rooms or in their own homes. Child trafficking, child abuse, all these things. Be choking them. You see it. That video I even made was not even up to, I addressed that video to the pastors. But that was not even long and this happened. It just shows you. that people are evil. You cannot trust anybody with your child, whether they're family member or their boyfriends or their father or they are cousins or nephew or whatever. You can't just trust them. People are wicked and they're just waiting. Waiting. It's like they set trap. They're just waiting for their trap to catch something. Hmm? You have to be very, very careful before they come and spoil somebody picking. Look at that picking. Carry that kind big thing. Where we say even an adult cannot carry that kind thing put for their mouth. Eh? Carry that kind thing put for small picking mouth. Make it they suck them. Even they press in head. They carry in head. They put them in and out. And you think that God in heaven will not see and stand and fight for that picking. Look on mind on herself everywhere. And this matter when I talk self, this matter that I'm saying, this story that I'm telling, it's not only in Africa, it happened everywhere in the world. People have gone nuts. People have gone crazy. They only think for themselves. So please, let all parents be very, very watchful and mind their children. Even in your neighborhood, you don't know who is who. In your community, in your society, you don't know who is who. People are watching, waiting to catch themselves. So that's where I end today's topic. Thanks very much for listening, and I want to thank all the people that have been watching my videos. Thank you so much, and stay tuned. Everything that I'm saying here is for us to have an eye-opening so that we know what's going on and we don't become a prey to somebody, become, vulnerable, because all these offenders, they only target the vulnerable ones, the ones that don't know, especially children. That is who they are targeting, because children don't know. They believe everything. And then all those ones that are doing it with adults in the churches, those ones are not ordinary. They have put something in their mouths for believers that are not strong in the Lord. That is why you see an adult person, they tell him, don't wear pints to church, and he will not wear pints to church. Or they tell them to eat snake, they will be eating snake. Or they tell them to carry. There's even one pastor I heard, I don't even know where, some place. But I will find that story out where he says he has to stand on members' body. He cannot, when he's preaching, he cannot stand on the floor. All those type of mad people talk. But because believers, all these people, they're so vulnerable. Very, very vulnerable. They don't have the word of God in them. They don't know the truth. They're just there like zombies. So when they tell them go left, they will go left. When they tell them go right, they have no mind of their own. That's why all these things are happening. But anyway, thanks very much, and I'm going to have to end it here. We'll see you soon, okay? All right. Cheers.